It is Friday, Justus is here, and it's finally time for this week's Bring Justus to the Movies.
The movie industry is made up of two separate but equally important groups. The theaters who display the movies, and the critics who overvalue their opinions. These are our reviews. The Morning Blaze is bringing justice to the movies.
Welcome back, sir.
What's up, man?
Apologize for delaying Bring Justus to the Movies this morning. That's entirely my fault because I'm honestly still angry at watching the movie.
This is going to be a very Rash-heavy review.
Okay, up front, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. It's going to be hard for me not to get way into the nerd weeds here, so just know that out front. Some of you aren't going to care, and I apologize for that. And I'm going to try to keep this to as short as possible. I can feel it welling within me right now. I'm already struggling. All right, so Justice, what movie did we watch last night?
Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut.
Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut. Okay, so where to even start? Well, here, let's start here. You tell me what you thought, because once I start talking, I don't know that I'm going to be able to stop. So you go.
I enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it, better than the theatrical cut that got released years ago that the studio clearly just butchered the crap out of. It was very interesting seeing what they actually kept from that movie. Like the Aquaman, my man line. I did not expect that to be in Zack Snyder's version. But apparently he wrote that.
And it worked differently in this version than it did in that version. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was very good. Much better, like I said. I would be very interested to see the version they would have actually released of this in theaters, because obviously this is a 4-hour movie, and that doesn't work nowadays. Right. Unless,
well, I mean, you'll sit and binge watch 4.5 hours of Cobra Kai, but yeah, right. Well, a 4-hour movie is too long for people.
In the olden days when we sat in a movie theater, you didn't want to do that for 4 hours.
True.
But yeah, so seeing even what that cut would have been very interesting to see where everything would have gone after that. And, yeah, also it's shot in 4:3 because he filmed this on actual film. So if you do watch this, don't be thrown off by the fact that
that's
not
actually a good
widescreen.
place. That's a good place for me to jump in, because this was one of the few things that I really didn't care for, and it was the way it was. The 4:3 is not what you're used to. So if you're watching it at home, it's gonna have the big blocks on the side. It's shot like an old TV would be. That's the ratio.
Sadly, it looks like an Instagram feed now.
Right, a little bit, and I think this is going to change. I'm sure there will be some kind of 4K DVD version of this that'll come out at some point in time. But because it's on HBO Max, there's no Dolby sound track for it either. It was just in stereo, which for me, as someone who is a home theater guy, it kind of bothered me. Okay, that was it. Now, the thing that really angered me about this movie is that the first one even exists. This movie was so much better. And again, I don't want to paint this picture like this was the greatest thing ever, because look, it's a superhero movie. I'm not saying you're going to love it no matter what. But there's no way you can watch this and not think that it is light years better than the piece of crap that they released before. It was so much better that if I was on staff working on this movie, especially if I starred in this movie, I would be pissed that first one was released, because it ruined this franchise. It ruined this franchise. People watched that first movie. It was so disjointed. The story didn't make sense at all. The characters were uncompelling, and it made people turn completely off to the whole idea of the DC franchise in movies competing with what Disney and Marvel is doing. People watched that movie compared to what was happening with Avengers at the time and just said, nope, this ain't for me. This is awful. I'm not doing it. And this version of the movie, I think, would have kept so many more people around. The character development and some of the peripheral characters in Snyder's version of this was compelling. You cared about characters like Cyborg. The Flash had maybe the best sequence of the entire movie, and they just flatly removed it from the version that you saw. I'm mad right now. I am mad right now.
He's shaking.
I'm mad right now that first movie even exists. People at Warner Brothers, I have said this for years. That studio, I don't know who it is in the executive offices that sits in these boardrooms and goes, you know what they should do? Have Superman fight a giant spider and some polar bears. Whoever that guy is needs to be publicly shamed and fired, because they are ruining these products, man. They are ruining them. That was a good movie. And you're right. It's long. I don't know how people are going to sit through that. I would have loved to have seen. There's a lot of fat in it. This movie is what the director's cut version of the movie that should have been released in theaters would have been. So if that makes any sense, this could have easily been a 2.5-hour movie. This would be the extended, some scenes were cut out version that you saw after the fact.
Slow-mo.
Yeah, it's a Zack Snyder. There's a lot of slow motion stuff that could be cut out. The story holds together better. I cannot believe that, they cut the villain out of the first one. Darkseid was the real villain of this story, completely removed from the first movie. The villain's motivation made sense in this one as a guy who was trying to suck up to the real bad guy for some reason, who then stumbles upon the thing the real bad guy has been looking for forever. It was just so much better. And again, I'm not trying to tell you this is a 4-star or 5-star film. You could watch this and have your problems with it. But if you like superhero movies and you watched that first one and thought, this isn't for me, you got to give this one a chance, because at least the people who were in it deserve that.
Yeah.
I'm mad. Still mad. I'm still mad.
I know. I can tell.
This has gone longer than it should have. But
Yep.
I would tell you, if you even have a slight interest in superhero movies, you have to watch this weekend. Understand that it's long, and you're going to watch it, and there's going to be some parts you kind of go, okay, well, I don't know what's happening. Why are these people singing to Aquaman in a language I don't understand? There's going to be some things like that. But there's also going to be some scenes that you go, holy crap! Why was this not in the movie?
Yeah, the character development in this one compared to the other one is insane.
They removed Cyborg's family for some reason that I do not understand. And again, the Flash, I think, was like the side character that was going to spin into a whole new franchise of his own based on the 2 sequences that they removed from the original one that are in this, that you're going to watch and go, okay, I'm into this. I see this character. I get it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It gets a thumbs up from me.
No, yeah, definitely. All right. Check it out.
Long review, and I apologize for that, but I am angry. And if you want to talk at it, Nerd Friends, find me on Facebook, and we'll talk about it on the interwebs. Justus, thank you, sir.
Cool.
Make a rash decision every morning.
If you like that bit, don't miss the show weekday mornings from 6 to 10. And if you didn't, we'll try harder next time. Oh, also, like, follow, subscribe. You know the deal.
Rash, because someone has got to bring order to the chaotic mess that we call life. Weekday mornings on 105.1 The Blaze.